Have you ever felt like you're being overlooked, even after all the years of hard work and dedication you've put into your family, career, or community? Do you struggle with the pressure to constantly please others, especially as you grow older? What if I told you that the key to happiness in your later years is actually in letting go of these expectations and embracing your true self? In today's video, we're diving deep into the emotional challenges that come with aging. Challenges like feeling unappreciated or undervalued by those closest to you. But here's the twist. Recognition doesn't always need to come from others. I'll share powerful insights on how you can begin to find fulfillment, not through external validation, but by celebrating your own life and contributions. And we're not stopping there. You'll learn how the need to please others can drain your energy and why, as you age, it's time to stop bending over backward for everyone else's approval. Instead, I'll show you how to prioritize your happiness, set healthy boundaries, and finally focus on living authentically in your later years. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to shift your mindset, reclaim your peace, and enjoy deeper, more genuine relationships with those who truly matter. Plus, I'll share why letting go of the habit of people-pleasing can lead to more freedom and joy than you ever thought possible. If you're ready to embrace a more fulfilling and authentic life, stick around. You won't want to miss this. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now let's begin. 1. Envy and jealousy. Envy and jealousy are feelings that often arise in response to something deeply personal, the insecurities or unrealized dreams of those around you. It's so easy to internalize their resentment, especially when it comes from people you care about or have invested time and energy into. But the truth is, this resentment rarely has anything to do with you. It's not about your actions. It's about the struggles that others are grappling with, often silently. Your stability, whether it's financial, emotional, or relational, can shine a light on the places in their lives where they feel unsettled, uncertain, or unfulfilled. Take your financial security, for instance, a product of years of hard work, sacrifice, and discipline. It's something you've earned, a reflection of your effort and perseverance. Yet, for someone who's facing ongoing financial struggles, even your success can feel like an overwhelming reminder of their own perceived shortcomings. The same can be true for your long-lasting happy marriage or the close, loving bonds you've nurtured with family. These deep, meaningful connections you've built, often through years of effort and patience, might stir feelings of regret or sorrow in someone who's experienced heartbreak, loss, or broken relationships. Your quiet, steady confidence, the kind that has blossomed after overcoming life's many challenges, can unintentionally highlight the vulnerability and self-doubt that others may still be struggling with. I know it's not easy, though. The sting of their envy can feel deeply personal, especially when it comes from those who should, in theory, be your biggest supporters. It's hard not to take it to heart when someone you care about seems resentful or uncomfortable with your successes. But this, too, is where your wisdom can guide you. With time, you've learned to navigate the complexities of human emotions with grace, understanding that their envy is not a reflection of your worth or value, but rather a mirror of their internal battles. You've learned that it's not your responsibility to ease their discomfort or to apologize for the life you've worked so hard to create. You can't control how others feel, nor should you ever feel compelled to dim your light just to make someone else feel better. That would be dishonoring the journey you've walked and the strength you've cultivated along the way. Instead, respond with compassion, understanding, but also firmness. Acknowledge their feelings without internalizing them, without allowing them to erode your sense of self. This doesn't mean you should tolerate bad behavior or let others disrespect you. No, you've earned the right to stand firm in your truth, to live authentically, and to celebrate the life you've built without guilt. Your accomplishments are a testament to your resilience, your perseverance, and your character. They are yours, and they deserve to be acknowledged, not hidden, not minimized, not apologized for because they make someone uncomfortable. Let them see your light, even if it feels too bright for them to bear. Your life, your wisdom, your achievements, these are beautiful things, and they're a quiet yet powerful testimony to the strength and grace you've embodied over the years. In the end, the key to navigating envy and jealousy lies in the relationships that truly matter. Seek out those who will celebrate you and who will find joy in your success, because it's a reflection of the possibilities in their own lives. These are the people who see your victories not as a source of competition, but as a beacon of inspiration. Surround yourself with those who admire your journey and who will support you as you continue on your path, not despite your accomplishments, but because of them. When you make space for these meaningful connections, the sting of envy and resentment fades. You learn to protect your peace, to honor the dignity of your own story, and to live with the authenticity you've earned unapologetically. Your life becomes a living example of what resilience, grace, and quiet strength look like. And that, my friend, is something worthy of celebration, no matter how others perceive it. Let your life be a reflection of the beauty and power that come from staying true to yourself, no matter the challenges, no matter the envy. You deserve that peace, and you owe it to yourself to embrace it fully. 2. Misunderstandings and ineffective communication. As we grow older, one of the most painful challenges can be the gradual erosion of meaningful communication with those around us, particularly with younger generations. It's easy to forget how significant generational differences can be when it comes to how we express ourselves and how others interpret our words. For those of us who have lived through decades of change, the world we grew up in valued directness, clarity, and a straightforward approach to conversation. We learned that honesty was the best policy and that telling people what you think, no matter how blunt, was often the best way to show you cared. But in today's world, that same directness can come across as harsh, even cruel, to younger ears. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? You offer advice with the best of intentions, because you've lived through so much, because you want to protect and guide. But sometimes your words land in a way you never intended. What felt like a simple expression of concern or life experience can easily be misinterpreted as criticism, judgment, or worse, as being out of touch. You can sense it in their reactions, the way their posture stiffens or their eyes narrow, as though your words have somehow wounded them. You're left wondering how something so well-meaning could have caused such distance. But the truth is, these misunderstandings rarely come from malice. They stem from differences in how we communicate, in the language and tone we use, and in the cultural context that has shaped us. A quick, frustrated remark, perhaps made out of concern or even fatigue, can be misread as judgment instead of genuine care. It's like a small crack that deepens over time. The cracks grow wider, and suddenly those little moments of misunderstanding build into walls that you didn't even realize were there. Soon, conversations that once flowed easily become awkward, strained, or even avoided altogether. The younger generation may start pulling away, perhaps without even realizing why. They might assume you won't understand their perspective, or worse, they might begin to believe you're unwilling to try. It's painful, this growing distance. You feel yourself becoming invisible, misunderstood, or been rejected. But here's the thing. These misunderstandings don't have to define the relationship. They can be a doorway to deeper understanding if we approach them with the right mindset. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. I've learned that the key to breaking down these walls is empathy. It requires an intentional shift, making the effort to truly listen, not just respond. When you sense that a conversation is beginning to veer off course, ask questions. Don't rush to offer advice or share your own experience. Instead, ask them to share more about how they see things. You might be surprised at how much closer it brings you to their world. A simple, "tell me more about how you see it," can open up a conversation in a way that's non-threatening, that shows you genuinely care about their perspective, even if it's different from yours. And if your words are misinterpreted, don't just let it fester. Gently clarify, taking responsibility for how your message may have been received. A soft, "that's not quite what I meant, and let me explain," can go a long way towards smoothing over a tense moment. At the same time, don't be afraid to share how you feel. If you feel overlooked or misunderstood, it's okay to express that too, as long as it's done with respect and a desire for understanding, not defensiveness. Conversations should never feel like battles to win. They are opportunities to connect, to grow, and to bridge the gap between two people, no matter how far apart you may seem. It might not always be easy, and there will be times when the misunderstandings are too deep or too complicated to resolve in a single conversation. But by choosing to be patient, by choosing to listen with an open heart, and by being willing to adjust your approach without abandoning your authentic self, you can make a real difference. Those small daily efforts to understand and be understood will leave a lasting impact, not just on the relationship, but on how others view your willingness to grow, adapt, and evolve alongside them, even as you age. In the end, it's about remembering that communication isn't just about words. It's about connection, the kind of connection that goes beyond what's said and reaches into the unspoken understanding that comes with love, patience, and the willingness to meet each other halfway. 3. Differences in values and core beliefs. As we age, our values and core beliefs gradually become an indelible part of our identity, solidified through the countless experiences we've had over the years. These values, whether they center around our work ethic, our vision of family, the role of faith, or how we view societal structures, are not merely abstract ideas, but a reflection of who we've become. They're deeply intertwined with our sense of self and how we navigate the world. However, in today's rapidly shifting landscape, it's hard to ignore the reality that the younger generations often hold vastly different views. These differences can sometimes be jarring, creating a rift that feels difficult to bridge, and at times even sowing seeds of tension or resentment. You might value the discipline and responsibility that come with a structured routine, a firm belief that hard work and commitment are the cornerstones of success. In contrast, younger people, raised in an era that celebrates flexibility, innovation, and individual expression, may see these qualities as restrictive or even outdated. The concept of work ethic itself can be a point of contention. To you, it might be a deep, unwavering commitment to doing what needs to be done, but to them, it could appear as a rigid and limiting approach to life. I felt this friction too. When you've lived a certain way for so long, the sudden challenge to those beliefs can feel like a personal affront. Similarly, when it comes to more personal subjects like marriage, parenting, or how we engage with societal issues, the divide can feel even more pronounced. The values that once seemed universally accepted now seem foreign or irrelevant to younger generations. You might believe in traditional family roles or the sanctity of certain customs, and yet those very beliefs may be questioned, even dismissed by others who have been raised with different ideals. It can be hard not to feel misunderstood or worse judged in such a fast-moving world, where change is not just constant but often radical. It can be difficult to reconcile these differences without feeling like you're losing something essential about yourself. I've often wondered if my own experiences, the lessons learned from the struggles of my generation, can ever truly resonate with those who've grown up in such a different context. But what we must understand, at least on a deeper level, is this. Our values are not arbitrary or unyielding. They are born from the lives we've lived. They reflect our stories, our triumphs, and our losses. But just as we have a lens through which we view the world, so too do the younger generations. Their lens is shaped by their own stories and their journeys. This doesn't mean we must abandon our beliefs or compromise on what we hold dear. Not at all. But it does require us to look beyond the surface of these generational divides. I've come to realize that understanding their perspectives doesn't mean I have to agree with them. It simply means I'm opening myself to their experiences, trying to see the world through their eyes, a step that fosters respect. In these conversations, curiosity should replace judgment. Instead of engaging in a battle of right and wrong, ask, why do they see things this way? You don't have to change your views, but by expressing genuine interest, you allow room for dialogue rather than conflict. One powerful way to help them understand where you're coming from is by sharing the stories that shaped your values. These stories, often laden with emotion, hardship, and hard-earned wisdom, carry a depth that can be difficult to convey through mere words. When I've shared my own experiences with younger people, I found that it opens a door to connection. They may not agree with everything I say, but they begin to understand the why behind my values. It becomes less about defending my beliefs and more about connecting through shared human experiences. And let's be honest, not every difference needs to be resolved. Some beliefs are so deeply rooted that they may never fully align, and that's okay. What matters most is finding those areas where we can connect, whether it's a mutual love for family, a shared commitment to kindness, or a collective desire to make the world a better place. These common threads, these simple yet profound things, can transcend even the widest divides. By embracing openness and mutual respect, we honor our values while allowing others to do the same. This approach creates a space where differences aren't seen as threats, but as opportunities for growth. It's a way of building bridges, not walls. It's not about having the last word, but about fostering understanding, something far more valuable in the end. The real gift we can offer one another, regardless of age, is the legacy of respect and empathy. It's something that transcends generations, enriching our lives and the lives of those who come after us. For me, this is where the true connection lies, in acknowledging both our shared humanity and our beautifully unique journeys. 4. The influence of gossip and rumors in close circles. As we age, there's a subtle shift that occurs within our social circles, whether within a neighborhood, a retirement community, or even within our own extended families. Gossip and rumors, those toxic whispers that seem to spread like wildfire, become an almost inevitable presence in our lives. It can be heartbreaking to realize that, as we grow older, some of the people we've trusted or shared precious moments with can become the very ones who perpetuate hurtful and often malicious stories. These rumors rarely contain the full truth. More often than not, they are distorted half-truths or outright lies, spun from thin air to create a sense of drama or importance. The real damage lies not just in what's being said, but in how easily people, those who claim to know you best, believe and pass on these falsehoods without ever questioning their authenticity. It's as if the mere act of repetition somehow transforms fiction into fact. I think we can all agree that gossip often stems from deeper insecurities or boredom in others. When people's own lives feel stagnant or lacking, they might find themselves grasping at anything they can to feel relevant. They twist stories, embellish the truth, and in doing so, create a narrative that brings a strange sense of excitement to their otherwise uneventful existence. And sadly, sometimes you become the target of this. In our later years, people may gossip about our past decisions, our finances, our health, or even the people we cherish most. These rumors, though seemingly harmless on the surface, can be deeply damaging. They erode trust and seeds of doubt, leaving you feeling misunderstood, alienated, and at times even betrayed by those closest to you. It's painful, excruciating even, when someone you once trusted distances themselves because of something they've heard, not from your own words or actions, but from a distorted narrative crafted by others. The impact of this can leave you questioning the very nature of the relationships you've spent years nurturing. People you once believed to be your friends or family members start treating you differently, even though you've done nothing to deserve it. Their actions are no longer influenced by who they truly are, but by the distorted versions of themselves painted by idle gossip. And that, I think, is where the real emotional pain lies. It's not just the rumors themselves, it's the change in how others view you based on the lies they've accepted as truth. Fighting back against gossip requires both inner strength and a strategic approach. The first and perhaps most important thing is to stay grounded in who you are. Hold on to your values, your authenticity, and your truth, no matter how loud the rumors get or how many people try to twist your story. Your integrity is your greatest defense. Over time, the people who truly know you, who've seen your actions and felt your kindness, will see through the lies. They'll know the truth of who you are, and that will be what matters. It's also crucial not to get caught up in the impulse to react defensively. I've learned that reacting with anger or bitterness only fuels the fire. Instead, when confronted with gossip, try to stay calm. Address the situation with a clear, composed response, focusing not on engaging in a battle of words, but on clarifying the misunderstanding. A simple, measured response like, "I heard that this is being said about me, but it's not true, and here's why," can go a long way in dispelling falsehoods without getting wrapped up in the drama. However, not every rumor deserves your time or energy. You don't have to fight every battle. Sometimes silence is the strongest weapon you have. Protecting your peace and investing energy in relationships that truly matter should always take precedence. In the end, remember this. Gossip speaks more about the people spreading it than it ever will about you. Their focus on negativity and need to tear others down reflects their insecurities and pain. It says nothing about your worth. By maintaining your integrity and staying centered, you send a powerful message that your character isn't shaped by the false stories others try to tell. Your worth is built on something far stronger, something that cannot be tarnished by idle gossip. The more you remain true to yourself, the clearer it will become to others that no amount of whispered lies can shake the foundation of who you truly are. 5. Personal insecurities and projection. One of the more insidious yet profoundly impactful reasons people may harbor resentment toward you stems not from anything you've done, but from their insecurities. It's a subtle, almost invisible force that shapes their feelings and actions. And when it manifests, it can be deeply hurtful. As we age, the stakes of these insecurities grow larger, often leading people to project their fears, doubts, and sense of inadequacy onto others. This projection occurs when others are confronted with the qualities they wish they had, or the struggles they have yet to overcome, reflected in someone else's life, someone like you. For example, if you've managed to maintain your health, while others around you are battling physical limitations or chronic conditions, their discomfort can quickly turn to envy or frustration. They may even lash out, not because of any fault of yours, but because your vitality serves as a stark contrast to their vulnerabilities. It's as though your health, your energy, your very presence becomes a reminder of what they fear losing, or what they feel they have already lost. It can be so difficult for them to watch you thrive when they are still fighting to hold on. Similarly, if you've built financial stability or nurtured strong, loving relationships with family and friends, this can unknowingly highlight areas where others may feel they've fallen short. Maybe they see your success and wonder, why didn't I do the same? Or how come I couldn't make the same choices? Your achievements, whether in health, wealth, or relationships, can act as a mirror, showing them, most painfully, the gaps in their own lives. And that mirror can be hard to face. This discomfort often turns into resentment, a resentment that has very little to do with you, but everything to do with their internal struggle with themselves. What's even more complicated is how this projection intertwines with the fears we all face about aging. As we grow older, we are constantly confronted with time, the fragility of our bodies, and the impermanence of our lives. If someone is struggling with these truths, they may project their frustrations and insecurities onto you. Maybe they feel threatened by the very fact that you are aging gracefully, while they feel trapped in their fears about time slipping away. Their insecurities might manifest in seemingly harmless comments about your age or dismissing your opinions as irrelevant. They do this not because of anything you've done or said, but because your presence, your wisdom, and your calm in the face of time reminds them of the very things they fear the most. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment "Tobe" below to let me know that you are still here with me. This kind of emotional projection can be incredibly painful, especially when it feels as though people are criticizing you simply for existing as you are. But understanding this dynamic, understanding that their resentment is more about their inner battles than your actions, can provide you with a certain level of peace. When someone directs their anger or coldness toward you, instead of taking it personally, try to view it through the lens of their insecurity. Ask yourself, is this their fear talking, their pain, their struggles? This doesn't mean their behavior is excusable, but it helps you detach emotionally from the hurt they might try to inflict. In doing so, you can create the emotional space to respond with compassion, rather than reacting out of anger or frustration. However, compassion doesn't mean you have to tolerate continuous negativity. There's a delicate balance between understanding someone's insecurities and protecting yourself from the toxicity of their projections. If someone's constant insecurity is wearing you down, it's more than okay to set boundaries. You don't need to keep absorbing their negativity just to be kind. Protecting your peace is not only essential for your well-being, but also a powerful act of self-care. Sometimes, distancing yourself from that energy is the best way to honor who you are and what you've worked so hard to build in your life. When these moments of projection occur, remind yourself deeply and without reservation that their feelings are not a reflection of you. They are a reflection of their struggles, their emotional limitations, and their unresolved fears. You have earned the right to be proud of the person you become, the wisdom, the resilience, the strength you've cultivated over time. When you hold your ground, remember that this is not about you being better or more successful than anyone else, but simply that you've learned to walk a path they are still grappling to find. Your journey is yours, and you can hold your head high in the face of their discomfort. In the end, it's not about what others think of you. It's about the life you've built, the lessons you've learned, and the person you've become. By continuing to stay centered, protect your peace, and navigate these difficult interactions with compassion, you can maintain your emotional balance and move forward with grace. You deserve to keep living your truth, regardless of how others may choose to project their fears onto you. Your light is not their burden to bear, it's yours.